They're throwing out the idea of 50-year mortgages. But will the solutions make the problem worse, not better, until home prices just come down a little bit?
Let's talk about the real problem here.
Sure.
For almost 22 years, as interest rates went down, mortgages were being done at 3.8 to 4.5%. And that's extraordinary over 100 years, because generally speaking, the average mortgage rate was sort of 5.5 to 7.5%, even for a while at 17%. So people really got used to the idea of getting a house, 2,500 square feet, with a mortgage at 4.5%, even like floating rate mortgages at 3.9%. But those days are gone. Inflation's still north of 3% right now, and there's a lot of issues around that. And so it's very hard for the Fed to lower rates much more. And there's a big debate going on about that, as you know. This idea of a 50-year mortgage, I mean, think about it. If you're 40, which is the average age of buying a home now, you're going to be friggin' dead before the mortgage is paid off. So you're never going to own the house. I don't like this 50-year idea. You're going to pay so much interest to save $200 a month. It's not a great idea. You know, I don't shill for politicians. I've said this countless times. I think policy is what matters. This is bad policy, not a good idea.
Well, Kevin, we know that the affordability is not just about the interest rates, it's about the price of homes. Those are the two inputs that make it up. But if the alternative is renting, you're still against the 50-year mortgage? If it's the same payment?
Yeah, I am. I am, because a 50-year mortgage, you're going to pay almost 3 times more interest than a normal mortgage, 7-year, whatever. I mean, 50 years is beyond a lifetime. If the average age is 40, as I said earlier, you're 90. Not everybody makes it that far. I mean, so you really want to end up getting rid of your mortgage over time. It also means if real rates are north close to 7%, then you're not going to be able to buy a 5,000 square foot home. You're going to buy a 1,900 square foot home. But that's just the way the world is right now. And so affordability on housing is also the input cost of what it costs to make a house. That's labor, softwood lumber, cost of land, regulations in places like California, which are impossible to work with, very hard to build a home there. So you got to think about all the other input cost issues. So I really think tariffs are part of that, because we're tariffing softwood lumber. It's all in one big mix. But 50-year mortgage, no, net. Not a great idea.
An article in Salon is facing widespread criticism after its headline blamed capitalism. Can you believe it? Capitalism for ruining the workplace.
So this little gem popped up in Salon after a New York Times article led to a firestorm from the woke left after it originally asked the question, did women ruin the workplace? And the headline changed again, did liberal feminism ruin the workplace?
There is no country on earth with an economy like America. Why? Capitalism. Everybody's tried different ideas. They don't work. Why is it the number one economy after over 200 years? Capitalism. So let's just put that aside. Capitalism works. Now, if I were a woman today after reading that stuff, I'd be really pissed off. Yeah. I don't, this DEI stuff, I don't hire based on DEI ratios. I hire based on merit. So if you look at my companies that I've invested in, I have every gender, every race. I got people from other planets working there. I don't care what color you are, what religion you are, or whether you have fish hooks in your eyelids. I don't care. If you can do the job, I'll hire you. So I don't have to worry about DEI. I've got total diversity. I got lots of women. In fact, in my startup companies, more of the successful ones they've run by women. That old adage, you want something done, give it to a busy mother. I think women are fantastic in the workplace. But this idea that's ruined capital, this is all crap. It's clickbait crapola.